But Samuel Jackson gives us a clue about how Will Smith actually feels.
You offered Django.
Django Unchained.
Django. Oh, yeah, but that one was different. I was trying to avoid that.
Stories communicated through the body language. Will Smith said he didn't want to do Django because of love.
And it was just that Quentin and I couldn't see. I wanted to make the greatest love story that African Americans had ever seen from American cinema.
But looking at his body language, it may unveil how he actually feels. Our story starts off with Will Smith getting asked a question he didn't want to answer.
It's been, lots of things I've been offered that didn't really speak to me. I'm trying to think of one.
Weren't you offered Django?
Django Unchained.
Django. Oh, yeah, but that was, but see, that was different. I was trying to avoid that.
Will Smith is typically the kind of actor that likes to play it safe. But when he seeks to win the approval of Samuel Jackson, he starts to stray away from his general audience appeal. Watch how he first describes the movie Django.
To me, it's as perfect a story as you could ever want. A guy that learns how to kill to retrieve his wife.
He explains it in a way that appeals to the general audience, but the moment he strays away from that, he starts to get a little bit uncomfortable.
To retrieve his wife that has been taken, as a slave. Like, to me, that's when I choose movies, I'm choosing the...
Samuel Jackson looks at him like, what do you have to be uncomfortable about?
Like, to me, that's when I choose movies, I'm choosing the...
Will Smith really does it again when he panders a second time.
And it was just that Quentin and I couldn't see. I wanted to make the greatest love story that African Americans had ever seen from American cinema.
They did that or is Love Jones.
Right, I know.
They did that or is Love Jones.
Right, I know.
And Samuel Jackson calls him out by mentioning that it's already been done. Will Smith's natural reaction is to hunch forward. When comfort and trust have not yet been secured, leaning forward can be taken subconsciously as a sign of hostility. At the same time, leaning backwards can be subconsciously a sign of someone relaxed and comfortable.
Exactly.
I want to go back to...
We'll get more into this later when Samuel Jackson saves Will Smith.
But we talked, we met, we came, we talked, we sat for hours.
I like to imagine that Will Smith is a pretty charismatic person, so the stammering really speaks a lot about the situation.
Believe in violence as the reaction to violence. So when I'm looking at that, it's like, no. It has to be for love. The only way he can retrieve his love is to do this. He can't want to be this. No. Like, violence begets violence. For me, I just couldn't connect.
Sam shows some concern as if he's saying, I should say something to fix this.
Connect to violence being the answer. Love had to be the answer.
Would have balanced out that Wild Wild West scale.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Would have fixed that for you.
Samuel Jackson says something really special here because empathy has a tendency to connect people with others.
Would have balanced out that Wild Wild West scale.
Right, exactly.
The next time you want to build rapport with someone, say something that gets the person to react with the word exactly. Watch these 2 times Samuel Jackson showed empathy and understanding towards Will Smith.
Wild West scale.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Would have used Cool Modi.
Right. Exactly.
The word exactly came up both times and he's leaning back, showing that he's relaxed. Connection and rapport being built as Samuel Jackson changes his tone and pays respect to a fellow actor by being empathetic.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But then all of a sudden this happens.
No. Sam, in Quentin's movies, the N-word is everywhere. Does that ever give you pause and how the impact of that might be on the audience?
No.
It's a movie. And how the impact of that might be on the audience?
Will Smith gives a glance towards the cue cards, as if he's saying, was that question even a part of the program?
You pause and how the impact of that might be on the audience?
No.
Samuel Jackson holds back his urges to get reactive.
But, I mean, life is what life is, and, in my world, it's a pretty common word.
What about the amount of violence? Has it bothered you?
No, man. I don't have issues with violence in movies. It's a...
And Will Smith has a face as if he's thinking, am I the reason why he's asking that?
It's a movie. It's not life, and I like those stories. I watch Hong Kong movies all the time.
But Samuel Jackson plays it off, changing the subject and letting go of the entire question.
I wanted to see those kids' heads explode.
Letting Will Smith off the hook. I'd love it if you guys subscribe, but if not, that is totally cool too. My name is Tyler Match, and thank you for watching Body Language Drama.